And we are live. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nikki Smokes, and you are listening to The Smoke Show, joined by my co-host, Bobby. It is Fired Up Friday. Grab a beer if you're at work. Walk outside. Get one from the vending machine. Tell your boss you need a 15 or a personal 30. Get out there and get fired up because it is Fired Up Friday here on The Smoke Show. Bobby, how you feeling today?
Let's go, baby. It's Friday. I'm out of work right after I get done with this. I'm going to watch a baseball tonight, get some beers. It's gonna be a good time, bro. It's Friday. How can you not be in a good mood?
Nothing better than a little fired up Friday. I want to apologize to the audience first and foremost uh, for lack of consistency. I want to change the schedule to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're gonna do the same time, but I just want to space things out a little bit, especially during the off season. There's really just not a lot going on. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about Tua having his swagger back. Like that's our main topic. But that's what the offseason is. So we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 3. Today's Fired Up Friday, baby. And it looks like Tua was a little fired up yesterday at the press conference. He
Ooh.
didn't hold back at all. I like to see the juice. I like to see the swag. I feel like that's something me and you, we've always been looking for in Tua. You know, we're like, where's the juice? Where's the energy? You look at Joe Burrow, right? He's always dripped out going to the game.
Yeah.
He's got the fresh shades on. The guy looks like $1 million. The way he talks, calm, cool, collect. And it's like with Tua under the Flores regime, it's kind of like a dictator vibe, you know. Like Tua was like, "Yes, duh, duh." I mean, he would literally mumble so much he wouldn't know what to say because he didn't know what he was allowed to say. So when we see Tua out here, you know, talking his shit a little bit, throwing his shoulders around, talking about money and dropping dimes, that fired me up, bro. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, bro. Ever since Tua's been the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, he's kind of been the quiet, like Hawaiian guy who's kind of humble and doesn't really say anything. That press conference got me pretty fired up, bro. Because
Yep.
like we talk about, the social media team not doing him any favors, posting that bad one. He wanted to let him know. You guys see that last one? That last one was money, right? And it was just a little bit cocky, a little edgy. I saw his trainer's page, the Perform, quoted it and said, "This is the real Tua." So I love to see it. You need a guy with a little edge. Like you said, Burrow. When Burrow gets in a room, he's the coolest guy in the room. When he talks, people listen. And when our quarterback starts speaking like that a little more, it's nice to hear. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to grab your attention. Your quarterback needs to have that. Now, I'm not saying he has to be an obnoxious asshole, but I think what Tua did was perfect because although he's off social media, it's evident that he knows what everyone's saying. Like I'm not being bluffed. Either his trainer's telling him, his PR team is telling him, or maybe he's got a burner account and he just sees what's going on because he knows. And so does our PR team because every single video, besides the first one, they must have been smoking like crack out of a pipe when they posted that first video of Tua and Tyreek. But every other video that our social team has posted is literally to fight off all the narratives that you see on social media. So do you think Tua is aware and knows what is being said about him on social?
Yeah, yo, I don't know if you caught the whole clip. In the beginning of it, he pointed at the one girl that was like to his left, and he's like, every day she kind of briefs me on what everybody's been saying about me. He said he's like, why would I want to hear that? But I guess she does it so he knows kind of what he's gonna get asked about and what's gonna get brought up at the press conference. So he confirmed. He knows what people are saying. He knows that video went viral and all anybody could talk about was how he underthrew him and the ball was wobbly. So he came out and he talked his shit a little bit, puffed his chest out. It was nice to see. It was nice to see.
I can't help but think that Tua's seen a smoke video. He's had to see a smoke video. I'm convinced. And I'm convinced Chris Greer saw my video. That's why we got Tyreek
Had
Hill.
to have.
So y'all can thank me. Y'all can thank me now. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, get some friends in here. If you guys want to hop on, if you guys got any questions for us, go ahead, drop them in the comments. But I got a question for you, Bobby. And
Mm-hmm.
so I posted this video the other day. And it was basically me shitting on Chris Sims for being an absolute idiot. He sized Tua, ranked him the 29th best quarterback in the league. And one of the names that he put ahead of him was Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. The guy that Tua replaced at Alabama, he had ranked higher than Tua.
I mean, you know how I feel right off the bat about Chris Sims. Guy's a clown. I couldn't be here last week, but I did catch that video. I mean, he's just doing that all for attention. He can't be serious. When it comes to that comparison right there directly, I mean, I'm taking Tua 10 times out of 10 there. I think that for one, I mean, Jalen plays in front of like the best offensive line in football, and he has his whole,
Easy,
not whole career, it's been 2
easy.
years, but it helps so much when you have that brick wall in front of you, which why I think this year it should benefit Tua with that upgraded offensive line. But that's such an advantage right there, just to be able to have that time in the pocket, to be able to kind of assess what's going on and make a throw, as opposed to get the snap, have a second and a half, have to get it out of your hands because you know you're going to get killed if not. Like you said, he replaced him at Alabama. They talk about arm strength all the time with Tua, but Tua obviously has a better arm than fucking
Way better.
Jalen
That
Hurts.
that's
Yeah,
that makes the argument for me. You watch Jalen Hurts play; he's got a weaker arm than Tua.
for sure.
It's not even close. I think Tua's way more accurate with the football. The only thing that Jalen Hurts does better than Tua is run, but Tua's
Yeah,
shifty, and Hurts, he's kind of like a power back when they get inside the 10-yard line. If you watch the Eagles play, Nick Sirianni loves to run the football. They have the best offensive line in the NFL. I mean,
yeah.
they are up there. They are some of the biggest, baddest motherfuckers in the league. If Tua had that offensive line and we had a run game like that, we would have made the playoffs too. Everyone's talking about, oh, Jalen Hurts made it to the playoffs. Bro, Jalen Hurts handed the ball off. Did you see what happened when he had to throw the ball against Tampa Bay? He's leaving balls 10, 15, 20 yards short, interceptions, fumbles. I mean, Jalen Hurts is not even on to his level, bro. I mean, this guy took his job at Alabama. Like, what are we even discussing here?
No, and I think you said it perfectly. Like he Jalen Hurts is pretty good at running the ball. I mean, I don't
Right.
know if you want that to be your top trait as a quarterback, but truly, like that, he was really good at play action and then running the ball himself. He's not a great thrower of the football. So
At
could
all.
it work as like a system manager, game manager type of role for him? Maybe, but I mean, I think Tua just is far and away a better skilled, more skilled than he is. I don't think that should be questioned, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. Jet ski brings up a good point. Tua throws touch passes, lol. Jalen has no touch on his passes. Exactly. And he's always late, and he doesn't have the arm strength to be late. There's some quarterbacks out there that can be late because they have an absolute cannon and they could fit in those tight windows. Jalen doesn't have that. And Tua doesn't have that either. But that Tua's thing is anticipation and accuracy. And the only thing that he lacks is consistency because we see the flashes. Me and you, we're diehard Dolphin fans.
Mhm.
Everyone basically on here are diehard Dolphin fans. We watch each and every single snap. And there's some plays where I see Tua make a throw. I'm like, bro, what? How did he
Yeah.
even put that there? But then there's those plays like the pick against the Jaguars or the pick against the Falcons or the pick against the
Jets.
Jets or the pick six against the Jets. And you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? He's got
Yeah.
to work on that. Like there's no doubt. I'm not sitting here saying Tua is a top 10 guy in the league because he's not. But to be disrespectful and put a guy like Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff and Mitch Trubisky and all these other quarterbacks, Marcus Mariota ahead of Tua, come on, man.
I mean, it's just craziness. And I watched Coach McDaniel's press conference from yesterday too, and he was saying how Tua, what he sees in Tua is that anticipation, that accuracy, throwing guys open. And then he touched on the arm strength and said, when I evaluate a quarterback, I want to make sure he can throw the ball 60 yards. From that
Right.
practice video you saw earlier, 55 yards on the numbers of Tyreek Hill. If you could throw the ball 85 yards like a Josh Allen, great, good for you. But when are you ever throwing the ball 85 yards in the air? It never happens. Tua has a legit enough arm. He's not going to be one of those guys that has an absolute cannon, but his arm
Right.
isn't a joke either. It's solid. And like you said, what he's going to make his bones on, why he's going to be successful is that anticipation, that timing, that accuracy. And with another step, like I just said, with the offensive line, if he can make that extra read or have that extra second to make a throw, it's really going to be all the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. And McDaniels brought up a great point too. He said, bro, there's no team in the league that just sits back and drops back and throws an 80-yard bomb.
Yeah, no
That
one.
just doesn't happen. The only time you ever see those crazy plays is when Patrick Mahomes just goes absolute beast mode, freaking runs, scrambles to the right off one leg, flips it across the other side of the field. But you don't see that. You don't design plays like
Mhm.
that. I mean, maybe Andy Reid does, but I know most teams don't. And I'm fine. Like football is a game of 10 yards. Move the sticks, kill the clock, score points, and play defense. It's a game of 10 yards. I don't want to score three plays, 75 yards in 12 seconds. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put my defense on the field the whole game. Now, there's times where I would definitely enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with a quick touchdown every now and then, but I want us to be able to control the tempo of a game. I don't want to just keep sending our defense out there over and over and over again. I want long, sustainable drives. So Pat Man brings up a question. What do y'all think about Connor Williams at center? Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna trust our coaching staff to make the right decision here. Last year, we were shuffling around our offensive line. We never really had an established identity up front. Personally, I would probably like to see him at guard and stick with Dieter at center. But these guys are watching them play day in and day out. They know these guys better than anyone. But when they do make that decision, I hope they stick with it because you need consistency on the offensive line. There's so much that goes on pre-snap with your offensive line. Who's getting who's getting what, who's pulling where, which backer you got, do you have this blitz? Like there's so much communication going on. And I don't get to sit there and watch these guys practice. So I don't know. Maybe Connor Williams is playing fantastic at center, you know? And maybe that is the role from him. But for me, I would like to stick him at guard. I think he might make a bigger impact at guard. But yet again, they know a lot better than me. But I don't know. I would, like I said, I would just trust the coaching staff and let them do what they do best. But I did hear Austin Jackson. He's actually going to end up being right tackle. What do you
Okay.
think about that?
I can dig that. And I agree with your sentiment on that point where it's just like, dude, we're not around the team all day. And especially like offensive linemen. It's like us fans, we watch a ton of football, but we don't know like, oh, that guy probably better slated at left guard as opposed to center. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about that. I don't watch that every day. So what the coaching staff's going to do is what they're going to do. Like you said, though, I would really like to see it solidified and locked in.
Right.
You obviously want that versatility where, like, if something happens, because obviously a guy's going to go down, someone's going to get hurt, it's going to happen. You got to be able to plug and play. So having the versatility is good, but it can't be what it was last year where it's like, week one, we're going to march this line out. Week two, let's flip flop this. It's like
Yep.
everyone have a position. Austin Jackson at right tackle, perfect. Put him at right tackle all training camp. Let him learn the position. Let him thrive at the position, and hopefully it works out for the best. I mean, I still got hopes for that guy. First round pick. He came into the league. Didn't he come into the league down like 20 pounds because he donated some stuff? Yeah, and he's on his blind side. We do need that blind side addressed because Tua is obviously left-handed. It's a little sketchy. I won't lie.
It's a little sketchy. It's
It's a
it's a
little
lot
sketchy.
of sketchy. It's a lot of sketchy. That's Tua's blind side. Obviously, I love the Teron Armstead signing, but it concerns me because realistically, your most important offensive lineman for this team, because Tua is a lefty, is AJ. And we drafted AJ to be the tackle of this team, and
Yep.
we had to move him to guard last year. To be honest, he's been terrible. I don't know who's a bigger bust between him or Noah Imini.
Easily, that's the biggest question mark on the team is right tackle. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you could point to a single other position. Obviously, people say quarterback, and I get that argument. But outside of quarterback, right tackle is definitely it. But I mean, Austin Jackson's still young. Hopefully, we can get him over there. Like I was saying, I'm pretty sure when we drafted him out of USC, didn't he like donate his bone marrow to his sister, and he lost like 20 pounds of muscle? So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
sure
think there
he's
is some like crazy story. What's up with the Dolphins drafting people with no hips, no bone marrow? It's like we don't want to draft you unless you've been on the IR for 6 months. No injury, no life-threatening death. Yeah,
yeah,
no
seriously.
thanks. You're not going to make our team.
Yeah, it's
No,
either
but what
that or
he
you
did
got to be
was
ripping a
awesome. But
bong
what he
mask,
did was
something like that.
awesome. But we always just draft cripple people.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah,
It's
we seriously
wild.
do.
Whatever. I hope it works out with all of them because apparently Noah Imini, he's making some noise. He's keeping up with Tyreek Hill at practice. You got reporters out here tweeting that he's breaking passes up against Tyreek Hill. That's great for Noah. I'm happy for Noah because we like to give Tua a leash, but we don't like to give anyone else that was drafted with him the same kind of leash, you know? It's a lot easier to shit on a cornerback that you took in the first round than it is to shit on a quarterback that you took in the first round. Oh, Noah sucks. Noah sucks. No room for development. I think Noah was drafted at like 19, and the first
Something
player he
like
had to
that.
play against when he started was Stephon Diggs. And I think Stephon cooked him so bad because I was at the game that Noah was like, maybe I'm just not ready for the NFL. But are you buying into this Noah Namami hype or what's the deal?
I'm hopeful. At this point, I can't say that I'm expecting a whole ton, but I'm hopeful. I will say, I love that we got fucking Sam Madison coaching the corners now. Is it
Love and Patrick Surtain.
and Pat
You
Surtain?
talking
It's
about?
like my two favorite Dolphins corners of all
Yep.
time come back to coach up the corners. You kind of got to love that. And I
Yep.
see that they've been saying that Noah, it would be, is like first one in the building, last one to leave. I know that's cliche shit,
Really?
but I saw that. I forget who tweeted it out. They said he's been working his ass off. He's been taking extra reps after practice, getting there early. So I mean, that's the
I'll
kind of
take
stuff you
that.
need to do when you're a first round pick that's looking like you might be a bust, but you want to fight for your playing career. So I mean, it's good signs. Everything we're hearing right now is good. Now it's time to show me it.
No, I agree. I agree. And some people want to make it seem like a bad thing that Noah's keeping up with Tyreek, but look at it in a positive. Maybe we have a third corner who's ready to make the jump. If Tua can make the jump, why can't Noah make the jump? And Noah's jump should just be to get off special teams and be somewhat of a contributor on the defensive side of the ball. If he could do that, we'll be okay. I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Jetski brings up a great point. Dolphins secondary is crazy good. I think it's probably top 3, top 2 in the NFL. I think we have the best secondary in the AFC East. I love Javon Holland. I love Brandon Jones. I love Xavier Howard. I love uh fucking what's his name? Fucking Brandon Jones.
Eight ball.
I love Byron Jones. My bad. I love our secondary. I think we have the best secondary in the AFC East. Maybe the NFL. Maybe. What do you
While
think?
we're talking secondary, I got to bring this up because I saw Darius Slay tweeted out. I don't know if this is the official rankings yet, but Darius Slay tweeted out the cornerback ratings for Madden, and they got Xavier Howard at number 13 overall, quarterbacks rated in 89. Is that not the most
13?
ridiculous? 13,
They have
bro.
12 corners ranked ahead of Xavier Howard?
You want me to list them real quick?
Bro, there has to be an outbreak of crack cocaine or bath salts. What is going on in this
They got
country right now?
they got Patrick Surtain Jr., who's played 1 year in the NFL, rated higher than Xavier Howard.
Oh my gosh. No, they don't. No, they
Yo,
don't. Let me see that list. That is asinine.
I texted
That
it to
is
you a little earlier.
ridiculous. Bro, there's
It's unreal.
maybe 2 corners in the league that are better than Xavier Howard. And one plays for Buffalo.
I agree. They got Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, Denzel Ward,
No,
Tre'Davious
it's
White.
here's your top 3, maybe top 4. Ramsey, Tre'Davious White, Xavier Howard, Jair Alexander. The rest, I don't care. JC Jackson's nice too, but you have Xavier Howard at 12, 13? Bro, you cannot put Trayvon Diggs over X. I know he had a lot of interceptions, but bro, Diggs gets cooked. X don't get cooked. No one throws the ball to X because they know better, bro.
Like it's honestly insane. Literally, like you just said, all he does is catch picks. Diggs, Trayvon. He either catches a pick or he gets burned for a touchdown. That's not what you want out of a corner. Like corners are meant to be there to stop the ball. The interceptions are great. Don't get me wrong, but you can't be letting out touchdowns and catches like that. So I mean, he's ridiculous. I think Humphrey is ridiculous. Sertan obviously is like second year in the league. Darius Slay at this point is like what 60 years old. He's got to be. You can't put all these guys in front of X. It's honestly
Dude, that
disrespectful.
list just pissed me off. Fuck Madden.
Fuck Madden. No one
How?
plays that game anymore, anyways.
Chill. Every year I say I'm not gonna buy Madden, I end up buying Madden. That's the real Madden curse. I know the game's gonna suck. I know I'm gonna hate it. I know it's gonna be trash. But you know what they sell me on every single time? the new rosters. And
The
this year I have
rookies.
Tyreek Hill on my favorite team.
That's facts.
Like this would have been the easiest year for me not to buy Madden. There's no rookie that I care to be playing with, nothing. But we go out there, we sign some dogs in the free agency. Like I got a game with the boys, you know?
I can feel that, especially as a Dolphins fan, because every year, when you're younger, especially when everyone was getting Madden, day it came out, you'd be hyped to go play with your favorite team. And we went
Yep.
through a stretch where like the Dolphins Madden roster was like, I'm
Oh
not
my
even going to
god.
use them. I'm not
You
even running
can't
that.
use them, bro.
Where we finally got a squad. We're going to have probably one of the nicest Madden squads out with all our weapons on offense and defense.
Yeah.
Like that's a
No.
team.
Dude, there was a time in my life where I couldn't even use the Dolphins, bro.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, you try to play Madden with Chad Henne, Cleo Lemon, Jay Fiedler. Jay Fiedler was a dog, but he wasn't like a Madden
Fiedler.
quarterback. You know, like Tom Brady, for instance, the GOAT. But I don't use him in Madden. I hate using Tom Brady in Madden. He just stands there. He's a block of cement. If you don't have Tom Brady's brain, you can't use Tom Brady in Madden. Like you can't
Yeah,
run with him.
right.
You can't scramble. You just have to like actually try to play like Brady. So imagine not even having a quarterback, no roster. I mean, our best receiver for 10 years was Brian Hartline and Devon Bess. I mean,
Yep.
like that was our 1-2 punch right there, bro.
It really was for a while too. I used to love Devon Best, bro.
I
Little
love
slot
Devon
guy from
Bess.
Hawaii.
Love
He was
him.
so nice.
He was
So nice.
nice. He
But
he,
not
he was
this
like
type of nice.
Jarvis
He was
before
like
Jarvis.
fun. Yeah, Jarvis was that boy.
I love Jarvis. I'll never get over not having Jarvis. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, what about the contract?" I'm like, "Bro, this is just me being a fan. Like, this is not being
Yeah,
me being a
exactly.
GM or anything." I just personally loved going into Hard Rock Stadium and watching Jarvis Landry play football. The way he plays, passion, physical, not afraid to go over the middle, crack back a linebacker. I mean, I just love the way he played football. So it was definitely tough to see him go. But I want to talk about the orange jersey at practice. And here's another young guy that I absolutely love. Brings the juice, lays the wood. I mean, this kid is a dog. Javon Holland wearing the orange jersey the other day.
Snowman.
Rightfully so. He got robbed last year, not making it to the Pro Bowl. Absolutely disrespectful. But his playlist came out, and I was disappointed because he had a space a couple months ago, and I joined in it, and he didn't even know what he was doing. Like he thought you had to have a certain amount of followers to start a space or whatever. So he started by mistake, and we just started asking questions like, "Oh, yo, like Gunna, he's my favorite rapper." Blah 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 blah. Gunna's name is nowhere on this album, but R. Kelly is. I'm sorry, Javon. You could not be playing R. Kelly. This man is a pedophile.
Yeah, that's not the best of looks in the world to play some R. Kelly. I
Dog,
thought it
you
was funny.
cannot have R. Kelly playing, bro.
No, you can't. But going through his playlist, I bet that little R&B like slow down where he had an Usher song, "Knock You Down" by Carrie Hilson, and then the R. Kelly song. I bet that was getting some laughs and some dances out of the players when they slowed it down, played a little R&B. But the R. Kelly, man, that's inexcusable. We got to go somewhere else other than the R. Kelly. Um, I
Bro,
don't
that
know.
that every time I think of R. Kelly, I think of that video that Drewski had on live Instagram live. It's like free R. Kelly. That's what I think about every single time. Oh
Drewski,
man.
dog.
You can't have R. Kelly playing. You just can't. I love that orange practice jersey thing though. What do you think about that?
So dope. And it gives the fans like a little bit of perspective to like, oh, okay, he's playing good. He had a good practice yesterday. Like you like to see it. And then I'm sure for the team, like getting to have the aux for the day is probably like an honor. You get to mix up the music a
You
little
feel like the
bit, have a
man.
good time with it. And like Tua even said it himself. He said he's never had such a positive coach. And like the shit that McDaniel has done has seemed to rally the team together. And just these little things where everyone seems to be smiling, having a good time, orange jerseys, pick the music. Like it's all been good. Everything from where we're watching it, everything seems to be going just according to plan.
The vibes are good, brother. The vibes are good right now. And it's an honor to have that aux cord. You know, when you get in the car with your friends, you don't just grab the aux cord. Like it is given to you. You know, you have to earn the respect to get the aux cord in someone's vehicle, you know?
Facts.
So when you are that player of the day and you get the aux cord, you were letting everyone know, I'm that dude, bro. I'm that dude. And I love to see our defensive guys get it. I love to see a young guy like Holland get it. I like to see Tua get it. I just love the love. I love the love, and I hope that it transitions well into September because this is all great, right? And we sit up here every single year. I tell myself, do not get too high on the high. Do not get too low on the low. And here I am. Every single time I see Tua drop back and hit Tyreek Hill 55 yards on the field, I got to go change my underwear. I need it to work out in September because if this doesn't work out in September, oh my gosh, I can't even fathom how I would feel.
I'm right there with you. I mean, after the start to last season, I was at the lowest of lows, in my opinion, as a
Mhm.
Dolphins fan that I've ever been, to the point where I was just like, I'm sick of the shit. I'm not looking on their Twitter. I'm not buying any
Yep.
merch. I'm not buying tickets. I'm not doing any of that. But then you have the comeback season. You get the new cool young coach. You get all the fun weapons on offense. And yeah, bro, we're right back here where we are every summer, drinking the Kool-Aid, watching the practice videos, predicting to win
So
10
bad.
games. Like,
It's so
this is the
bad.
cycle they rope us into every year. Does it feel a little more real this year? It definitely does. But here we are, drinking the Kool-Aid.
What Kool-Aid were we sipping last year? What was the Kool-Aid that we were sipping last year? Were we just riding the 10-win season and
Yeah.
just thinking there was no way we were going to be worse and then started 1-7? Like, what
Yeah.
was the Kool-Aid last year?
I think it was Tua's going to be better this year. The defense is legit as fuck under Flores.
Yes.
Sorry, my phone's ringing.
Flores is the guy.
Flores is the guy. We had 10 wins last year, didn't make the playoffs. This is the stepping stone into next year. Like, it was all
Will
right there. It wrote itself. Will Fuller. Will Fuller.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Biggest schemer of
Will
all
Fuller.
time.
What a hey, tip my cap to him. That boy hurt his finger one time, said no thank you. I'll take the free checks. Thank you. But the Kool-Aid this year, like you said, it tastes better than ever. I mean, this is some handmade Kool-Aid. I'm talking about like the packets that you pour in there, stir it up yourself. You don't like it, add a little more sugar.
Add a little more
This is some
sugar.
serious Kool-Aid. Ow, something just got in my eye. I don't think I've ever had Tyreek Hill Kool-Aid. I don't even think I've came close. Or Chase Edmonds, or Sony Michelle, or Raheem Mostert, or Teron Armstead. Third year Tua, please, for the love of God, make a jump so we don't have to sit here and debate you each and every single day. Please, Tua, just be good so the Dolphins can win a playoff game. It's the only thing I ask for. An established defense, a brand new offensive minded head coach. This Kool-Aid tastes too good. It's almost too good.
Yeah, it really is. And I think you said it perfect. Tyreek Hill type Kool-Aid. We haven't had. I don't think there's many teams out there that are drinking that kind of Kool-Aid, brother. He's
That's
a
what I'm
one of a
saying.
kind. And I was reading it. I forget what reporter said it, but he was just like, the speed is even different in person. Like when you get to see that speed, I can only imagine. I can't wait to see him in the aqua and orange this year. Absolutely running past defenders, chucking up the deuce. It's gonna be
Wow.
glorious, bro. It really is.
I forgot about this. Malcolm Brown,
Malcolm Brown.
Matt Breda. Bro, if these running backs turn out to be as ass as that shit was last year, oh my, I don't see it though. I don't see that happening at all. I mean, Breda might give me some like Mostert vibe, but I always love Mostert. I draft him every year in fantasy. 2 years ago, he's an absolute legend, absolute savage. Last year, he got absolutely murked with injuries, but he was having a good year until he got hurt. I love Mostert. I think he's gonna be great for the Dolphins.
I like it. We keep going kind of with the same approach, and it hasn't worked the best. Where you kind of just get these guys, you sign a bunch of them. They're not elite, they're pretty solid, and you hope to kind of rotate them through. I like the three we're going with this year, but if it doesn't work, let's just balls up and draft the running back in the first round. Like I was begging for Najee Harris. Like Najee Harris was my favorite player in the draft by a million miles. I think the Steelers might have took him before we even had the chance to get him with our second pick, but
Nah, they were
they
after
didn't.
us.
We could have took it, right?
I think he
I-
was the
I'm
pick after.
yeah, I'm saying if that running back situation doesn't work again, it's time to go draft one in the first round so you know that you're going to get 5 years out of a stud, in my opinion.
Bro, Najee Harris is 244 right now.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we had a running back that was 244 pounds running the rock down your throat? Oh my God. But you love Jalen Phillips. That's your boy. You said that's your favorite player on the team.
I agree. No, I absolutely love Jalen Phillips. It's one of those things where you go into the draft, you have a couple names where you're like, I want these guys, and then your team doesn't take them, and you're like, oh damn. But then you see the player you get, and you're like, okay, this works. So that's how I definitely feel there. But at the same time, like Najee was that guy for me.
I was
Like,
I was so about the Tua Najee Waddle reunion. I was
yo,
so about. I was so about. But now our D line solidified. I think our D
yeah,
line is solidified, and I would take that. I would take an edge rusher over a running back all day.
yeah, it's definitely much more of an important, impactful position. I mean, running backs grow on trees, in my opinion. But at the same time, him and Derrick Henry, yeah, yo, they really are. And he's got the stiff arm too. Najee does. Najee's more elusive. He could jump and shit.
Yeah.
But done with him. He's not on the team. Fuck him. He's in Pittsburgh. They're gonna suck this year for the first time in like forever. And I can't wait to watch that. But Jalen Phillips, I think, did he win an orange jersey too a couple weeks or a couple days
I
ago?
don't think so. I know
Not yet.
Wilkins, um,
I know
Zach,
Steeler won one.
yeah,
I know Tua won
Tua,
one. I don't know. He's due for one
whatever.
soon though.
Yeah, he's due. He might have. Who knows? Let's see. Imagine if Flores had gotten Herbert. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm done with that. No thanks. I've been there. I've talked about that. I'm not getting into that. No, thank you. How do you think the Dolphins stack up against the AFC East? And who do you think the worst team in the AFC East is? I'll start. I think the Patriots might end up being the worst team in the AFC East. They lost JC Jackson, huge part of their defense. I don't care that they signed Devontae Parker. I know what I'm going to get from Devontae Parker. I know he's going to miss 6 games. Their offense doesn't scare me. Mac Jones doesn't scare me. And that team was built on their defense, and they just lost their best defensive player. I think the Patriots might fuck around and end up being the worst team in the AFC East, but I put us right behind Buffalo. And if Tua throws 30 touchdowns, I think we have a chance to win the AFC East.
You know what I think we have going for us is I don't know how many of you guys watched that match the other day with the quarterbacks. Maybe from after all that, Josh Allen is just embarrassed to go out in public again because his golf game was nothing short of terrible. I know that I've never seen Tua play golf. I can guarantee you he's better than him at golf. Josh Allen stinks. I think it might be a turning point in his career where it all kind of goes downhill from there. One of those things you can't really recover from. Um,
Oh, you mean playing bad in the match, but not losing the game before the AFC Championship with 13 seconds left after you threw for like 500 yards and 7 touchdowns?
Yeah, I think this is the moment. The golf is definitely
Yeah,
reigning
I think
bigger than the
that's the one
football.
too.
But no, in all reality, if I'm gonna rank the AFC East, I'm putting the Jets in the basement until they get out of it. Um, the Patriots are definitely on the decline. We both don't believe in Mac Jones, but I'm still gonna give a little bit of respect to Belichick and think that he could
Of
outcoach
course.
a Jets team. So I would rank it Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, Bills.
That's fair.
Yeah,
The Jets got to prove their worth. They got to prove that they're not absolute dump.
yeah.
I got a question for you though. Mac Jones or Tua?
Tua.
You
I
say
don't.
that very confidently.
It's because I think very poorly of Mac Jones. Mac Jones just is a nothing quarterback for me. So I'm going to take Tua every day of the week there, especially if it's two guys that are kind of teetering on do they have the potential. I'm going to take my guy. I think he's showing some stuff off season. It's all the same stuff, buying and drinking the Kool-Aid on Tua, but I truly think Tua should play better this year. And Mac Jones to me is a nothing quarterback. So I'll take Tua there. What do you think though?
So here's my thing. I would take Tua, but the one thing, I mean, Mac only has 1 year of sample size. Mac has shown more availability, you know?
Yeah,
He's been on the field more. He
can't
doesn't
even argue.
break 5 ribs or hurt his thumb. And I know Tua could have played, but he still had to miss a game before because of his thumb. Mac has shown me more availability, but I think Tua's ceiling is higher. Um, the fact Mac Jones made made the All-Star game or the Pro Bowl was an absolute joke.
Yeah, that was
22 touchdowns,
crazy.
13 interceptions. Like, that's AIDS. And he won a game where he only threw the ball 3 times in Buffalo. The Dolphins can't even make it a close game in Buffalo, and they won handing the ball off 3 times. I would take Tua over Mac. I think it's close, and I could see the argument for why people would take Mac Jones over Tua. And I think that says a lot about what Tua has to prove. Now, I know it's easy for us Dolphin fans to be like, he's our guy. Obviously, he's better. But when you're trying to actually have a debate with someone,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to argue like stats for why Tua is better, they're not there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I have to sell you on the fact that our guy played behind the 32nd ranked offensive line. I have to inform you that Mac Hollins was the second best wide receiver on the team. I have to tell you that Duke Johnson was the best running back we had all year. I had to tell you that Brian Flores literally despises Tua Tagovailoa. I have to tell you that we were probably going to trade him for Deshaun Watson during the season, but we didn't. So I have to tell you all these things for why his stats don't add up to where they should be. But some people don't care. They don't want to hear that because you see guys like Herbert, who his rookie year had the 32nd ranked offensive line and won Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
So you got to give and take. Now, I think Tua will be better than Mac Jones. I think this year we will find out exactly who and what Tua is about.
And I mean, you brought up the point about Mac only having to throw the ball 3 times in that crazy weather game and that they were able to beat the Bills. But then I went to that Bills round 1 playoff game versus New England where they put it on them,
Yeah,
bro. It
murdered.
was 47-17. I mean, so Mac Jones isn't great against the Bills. He didn't contribute to that win. But I'm with you, and I hear you. The stats aren't there to back it up. It's not one of those things where you're going to point to touchdowns. He's got more. It's like the stats
Because
aren't
I was
there.
trying to do the thing with Jalen Hurts. I was like, damn, like,
Because I pulled him up too.
I was like, damn, I can't even like sit here and use numbers again. Like, the only thing I got was completion percentage. Like, that's all
Yeah.
I had was completion percentage.
Yeah, both are similar. So when it's similar like that with numbers, because it's not like anyone's numbers were like crazy different. You got to start
Right.
to look at the situation, like you said. And what's the offensive line? What are the weapons? Who's the coach?
Yep.
Like, what's going on there? How many years has he been in the league? Type of deal. So, I mean, I think Tua does have a lot of those things going for him and in his favor. But like you said, if you're going straight numbers, it's going to be just a toss up at this point. You got to go outside the box to make an argument.
Now, all of our expectations is playoffs and win a playoff game. Well, I guess the general bar is make the playoffs. I know me and you, our bar is to win a playoff game. Hypothetically, say the Dolphins make the playoffs this year
Mm-hmm.
and they lose like Buffalo, like the Patriots lost to Buffalo. Would you rather of them not make the playoffs than go out there and get embarrassed? Because the Pats snuck in, like they took like the little slimy snake in the grass route. They somehow
Yep.
got in with some math and some teams losing. And they went out there and they got absolutely embarrassed. Us Dolphin fans, when we played Pittsburgh, I was there. I went to the fucking game. We got mollywopped. When I was 10 years old, we played the Ravens at home. We got fucking murdered. Would you rather not make the playoffs and watch the Dolphins get blown out in the first game?
No. At this point in time, I think we need to build the culture, build a winning culture. Even if that means going to the playoffs and losing, at least you have every single guy on the roster now with a playoff experience under their belt. Because I don't think you could say it about many guys. I don't have the breakdown, but I'm sure there's way less than half this roster who's never even been to a playoff game. So get my boys to a playoff game. If we have to lose in the first round, so be it. You can move on and learn from that, but that gives you something further to build on. Where if you don't make the playoffs this year, next year you're going to say, okay, I hope we make the playoffs. Well, if we make the playoffs and lose, then next year we can say, all right, we're going to make the playoffs this year and we're going to win. Or we're going to win the division this year. You can start taking things a step further.
You saw that with Buffalo a lot too, because they were kind of in the same spot we were in not too long ago. They had a really young defense, really good defense. I remember they were playing Tom Brady on Sunday or Thursday night in Buffalo. I was like, yo, like this Bills team's not that bad. They're just really, really young. Then they make the playoffs and they lose to Houston and Deshaun Watson. And then after that, it's like, boom,
There it is.
everything fucking changed for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they were even in a similar situation quarterback wise. I'm not comparing their skill sets by any means, two very different players, but like Josh Allen's first 2 years, everyone was making fun of him like, oh, he can't throw the deep ball. He's inaccurate. He's this, he's that.
Yep.
He took
I
that
used to
third year
bully him.
jump, and all of a sudden, like they made the playoff game. Then
Right.
they're Super Bowl favorites. So
Right.
that jump can be made, and it was by Allen. And if Tua can make a similar jump, I mean, sky's the limit at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the jump isn't Tua's just supposed to throw the ball 15 yards further. That's not the jump.
No.
Allen's jump was he needs to put the ball where it needs to be. Like we would play
Mhm.
Buffalo and he's overthrowing people by 15 yards, had no accuracy. We knew the arm strength was there, but he wasn't accurate. Now, Tua's jump, his true jump, play all 17 regular season games,
Yes.
don't miss a game, and don't throw that one stupid interception a game. I understand turnovers are part of it. Tua's going to go out there, he's going to throw an interception. I'm fine with that. Like, I live with that. I just don't want to see the stupid fucking pick six in the fourth quarter. I don't want to see the stupid interception in the Jaguars game where there's no one there and he's just throwing it at the fucking linebacker. I just don't want to see the stupid one. Like, a guy's coming over the middle, he gets pounded, the ball jumps up in the air, it gets picked, whatever. Safety makes a great play, sure, whatever. But don't give them one. Like, make them earn it. This is the
Yep.
NFL. You're playing the best of the best. Tua plays all 17, eliminates those stupid interceptions, and he's got to work on ball security. But
I
I'll
was
give him
going
a
to say
little credit.
fumbles.
I'm going to give him credit because the offensive line was abysmal. There's a lot of plays where he
Yeah.
drops back, he doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. He's getting hit. But still, there's a lot of quarterbacks that get hit that got to hold on to the football.
Have to.
And those should be cleaned up. If he could clean those up, I think those are easy cleanups too. It's not like I don't think Tua is sitting there struggling for his life to find out what the defense is playing. Like I don't think that's what he struggles with. I just think he struggles with holding on to the football and not turning the ball over.
Yeah, 100%. Availability and ball security. Number one, number two, and those are two things, like you said, that aren't insanely hard to figure out.
Yep.
Obviously, injuries happen, and that's kind of how the game goes. But when you build a better offensive line, all of a sudden your quarterback should be taking less hits. So that point should have already started to be addressed there. And then that's on Tua in the offseason, working, making sure that body's durable, which I do believe he's been working on. And then, like you said, limit those mistakes, man. You can't throw that dumb interception over to the middle to the linebacker you just didn't see. Like, it's just some of those small plays. And then from there, I think he's going to be golden because he's going to have the time to see stuff open up, see stuff develop because timing, accuracy,
Everything.
anticipation, those are things he's actually good at.
Yep.
But you can't have those things when you don't have time to throw the ball. So
Agreed.
I go kind of hand in hand, and I think that there's been moves to address the one to help the other. So it should be better this year, man. We're setting the expectations. We've done a good job. We're not going to sit here and just applaud him for everything he does. We're going to hold him accountable, set expectations, and if he doesn't meet them, it's on to the next for me.
Amen. Amen. You got you got his name across your chest right now. I want him to go out there and ball. Plain and
I'd love
simple.
nothing more.
It makes our life easier, you know? And even the great ones, they get held accountable. They hold themselves accountable, you know? They don't care what Twitter warriors have to say, you know? They're going to hold themselves to a certain standard. They're going to meet that standard. They're going to perform. No pun intended because his trainer's name is Perform. But I'm excited. And I got one last question. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. How do you think we're going to do against our division opponents? As in, are we going to sweep New England? Are we going to sweep the Jets? Are we going to split Buffalo? Are we going to sweep Buffalo? How do you think it's going to go down this year?
I'm going to give the boring answer. I think we go 3-3. I think it's get swept by Buffalo, sweep the Jets, split with the Patriots. 3-3. It kills me to say it. I would love to say a winning record in the division, but that Buffalo thing, man, I just can't get it out of my head. It keeps me up at night that we can't beat the Bills.
Kills me. Jetski feels a different type of way. 5-1. He's off his rocker.
Yeah, he's enjoying
Um,
his turned up Friday. He's having a
yeah,
beer. Good for
he's
you,
fired up
Jetski.
Friday
Good
for
for you,
sure.
bro.
Shout out Jetski. Love the energy in the chat today. Here's my thing. I'm gonna tie it back into the playoff conversation that we had. If we make the playoffs and don't beat Buffalo one time, I'm not impressed. I think we have to beat Buffalo at least once. If we make the playoffs and get blown out like the Patriots did, and we didn't beat Buffalo one time, I'm not impressed. Because that is the biggest target for us. We need to start winning the division. Stop playing for the wild card. Stop losing by 20 points to the biggest threat in our division. We got to show that we can compete. We got to beat Buffalo. All right, John Ruiz, you were off your rocker. We are not going 6-0. Off your rocker.
I love it. I love the
Respect
optimism.
him.
Yeah,
I love it too.
it.
Here's my thing. So let me answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to split with Buffalo. I think we have to split with Buffalo. Unless we win the first 2 games of the year, we have to split with Buffalo because we could go 1-3. We can.
Yeah.
I think we have to split with Buffalo, so I'll go 1-1. Think we sweep the Jets. So what's that put us at? 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to agree with John here on the realistic. I'm going to go 4-2. I think we split with the Pats. Now, here's my thing with the Patriots. You know, I'm obviously very active in our community. I see pretty much everything that's being said. Everyone just thinks that, yes, we swept the Pats, but like we did it in this fashion where they don't compete with us. If Xavier Howard doesn't strip their running back, we're 0-8 to start the season. Like there's no 1-7, there's no win, there's no sweep against the Patriots. Yep. We beat them the last week of the season while they already clinched a playoff spot. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's a team that made the playoffs last year. We didn't, and we swept them, and that was like a big hoopla for us. We swept the Pats. We swept the Pats, and we still didn't make the playoffs. It's not gonna be that easy. Okay, like it's not. And the game at Hard Rock Stadium was not easy either. We pulled away a little bit late, but that game was close. Like that was not a free win. And it was definitely not a free win week 1. So I think we go 4-2. And I think if we split with Buffalo, that's going to be the indicator that, hey, this Dolphins team might make the playoffs and they might win a playoff game.
I could totally see it. We've been saying it the whole time. We got to beat Buffalo. We got to get that monkey off our back. It's been too long. Something's got to change, and we're already seeing changes. You know what I mean? We keep saying stuff has to change. There's so much change already coming that I hope it's just a new energy, a new kind of vision in the locker room where it's not like we're going up to Buffalo, we're going to get pounded. Like let's go beat the Bills and let's beat them in Buffalo. I want to see that. I want to see that because that personally benefits me the most.
I would be there in a second. Well, we're going to wrap it up with that. Thank you guys so much for listening to The Smoke Show. My name is Nikki Smokes, joined by my co-host Bobby, and enjoy the rest of your Friday, baby. We'll see you guys Monday, 2:00. Yes, sir.
Fins up.